away for safekeeping, and I'll look at it in just a second. I'll be surprised as anyone else in the room. Thank you, David, for that nice introduction, and thank you all for being here for our District 40 Table Topics Contest. And I would like to announce that the contest has officially begun. Right? We have a good lineup here today because we're going to hear the best of the best from District 40. 8 contestants who have won their division contest, and they're going to try to take their Toastmaster skills to the next level. Many of us join Toastmasters because we want to be able to give presentations, but others of us feel like we need to be able to speak off the cuff. And that's what Toastmasters table topics are all about. For guests in the room that might not be familiar with table topics, I'll be asking a question which the contestants have never heard before, and they'll have 1 minute to 2 minutes, up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds with a grace period to answer that question. If they don't answer within that allotted time, less than a minute or over 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, then they will be disqualified. All contestants have been determined to be eligible for the contest, so we are going to have a great contest today. And before I get started, how many of you were here for the contest yesterday, the humorous speech contest? It was great, wasn't it? Great contest. Again, we hear the best of the best in our district for the table topics contest. But you know, I wondered something about that contest. Gene Bailey was the contest master of that contest. And 2 or 3 years ago, Gene and I both did a series of contests, and he was contest master for one, and I was the contest master for the second contest. And I have to wonder what's going on with that. You know, when you look at Gene, such a handsome man, impeccably well dressed, and one of the nicest guys you ever meet, and then me. I mean, it's almost like a version of Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, I love Gene to death, and I support him in all that he does, and I'm sure he supports me up to today in all that I do, so it's good. Okay, here's what I want to talk about as far as the actual mechanics of the contest. We will introduce the contestants one at a time. They'll be escorted out of the room in just a few minutes, and they'll come in one at a time. And we'll ask them the question, and I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. But some other ground rules for the contest. First of all, if you have a cell phone, please silence it now. And I ask that you take it out and verify that it's silenced, because there's nothing worse than during a contest to have a cell phone go off. And I'm checking mine because I've been in situations before where I've been on stage and my cell phone's gone off, so it is off. So we're good. Second, there is no entry or exit into the room while a speaker is speaking. We will have 1 minute of silence between each contestant. If you need to leave or enter the room, feel free to do so at that point. There is no photography during the contest. We do have an official photographer, and she will be taking the pictures for the contest. Like I said, we'll have 1 minute of silence between each contest, and then as much silence as we need at the end of the contest after all the contestants have spoken, so the judges can complete their ballots. And a moment of silence means no talking, okay? Sometimes we get confused on that. Mr. Chief Judge, have all the judges, timers, counters, and sergeant at arms been briefed?
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our welcome guests, indeed, all judges, timers, and ballot counters have been briefed. We're ready to go.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And I can verify that all the contestants have been briefed and their eligibility has been determined. Now let's go over the contestant order. We have ballots with you, and you can play along at home, put your own score, and see how you match the actual winners for the contest. Speaker number 1, contestant number 1, is Joe Bestworth. And these names are on your program, so I won't take the pains of spelling them. Joe Bestworth. Speaker number 2, Rachel Brigham. Rachel Brigham. Speaker number 3, M.J. Abel. M.J. Abel. Speaker number 4, Anita Jones. Anita Jones. Speaker number 5, John Sonnedecker. John Sonnedecker. Speaker number 6, Mark Coyne. Mark Coyne. Speaker number 7, Carla Bozeman. Carla Bozeman. Speaker number 8, Christine Ross. Christine Ross. Let's go through those one more time. 1, Joe Fessler. 2, Rachel Briggins. 3, MJ Abel. 4, Anita Jones. 5, John Sonnedecker. 6, Mark Coyne. 7, Carla Bozeman. And 8, Christine Ross. Judges, I know you've been told this, but I'm going to remind you one more time. Please sign your ballots. That's very important in our contest. Otherwise, your ballots will not be considered. Now, Sergeant at Arms, we escort all the contestants out of the room except for contestant number 1. All contestants, please follow the Sergeant at Arms outside the room. Contestant number 1, Joe Fessler. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Joe Fessler.
Thank you for the question. For me, this would be the Red Baron. The Red Baron is what came to an end that I'd like to see returned. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Am I talking about Charlie Brown? Maybe I'm talking about the great German fighter pilot? No. The Red Baron was my first car. 1994 Buick Century. Now, at my age, driving that car, it was a little tough. Typically, you're either selling drugs or a very elderly person if you're driving that. I was doing neither. But the Red Baron was my first car. Excuse me. It had bench seat across the front, electric recline, the most comfortable car you've ever ridden in. Classic Buick chassis and suspension. You just thought you were hovering over the road when you drove. A few years ago, it met its demise. After attempting 2 engines, rebuilding transmission twice, it finally took its last ride. Now, it got me through high school. It took me to college in Louisville, all the way to Florida and back. I'm not for sure how the second time. But somehow it did. And when I finally had to say my last goodbyes, and the engine smoked, I tried to start it one more time. Fuel sprayed. I thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't start it. So I let it be. It sat for a while. In the summer of 2016, I finally had to allow the scrapyard to come and pick it up. I said my last farewells. But maybe one day, the Red Baron could soar again.
Contestant number 2, Rachel Brigham. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Rachel Brigham.
I'm going to be the Toastmaster cheerleader. So when I say G, I want you to say O, okay? G. O. G. O. When I say fight, I want you to say win. Fight. Win. Fight. Win. Let's put it all together. Go. Fight. Win. Go. Fight. Win. Fellow Toastmasters, what I want to take away from this conference that I want to go to the next conference is the energy. I want this energy to continue along with every conference. I want us to be cheerleaders for each other. I was in a mentoring session where I realized that I was just being a cheerleader for myself. Being a cheerleader for myself isn't going to get me where I want to be in my Toastmaster journey. So what I need to do is celebrate each one of you. Celebrate you, and you, and you, and take you all to the next level with me. It's not about my journey, it is about our journey together. And in our next conference, I want to be able to bring all of you up with me. Thank you.
Number 3, M.J. Abel. This is the last fall toast. They say all things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? M.J. Abel.
I have 3 sons, 3 20-something sons. And the oldest one, I think he's going to be engaged by the end of the year. That's what he's been telling us. We love this young woman, Elisa. She is from California. And it turns out, we have found out, she is severely allergic to dogs and cats. And guess who has 3 cats? We do. And so I said to my son, they're both living in California now, I said to my son, and they visited together in the summer, so how long could she be in our house? He said, maybe 15 minutes. Ooh. So my husband and I, we vacuumed as much as we could, we swept, but cat hair is cat hair, you know, it's there somewhere, the hair, the dander. We did what we could to get ready, and Lisa was at our house for, I think it was maybe 5 minutes, and they headed out, and they stayed at a hotel. Which, we understand this, but what has ended for me is imagining these times together where we're having a holiday in our home, after they get married, when they have their children, you know, having the little children wake up on Christmas morning. That hope has ended. We are going to need to reinvent our family traditions to accommodate this new family member, Elisa. Will we do it? Of course. Can we add some creativity to it? Yes, yes. I'm imagining that maybe this means we'll all need to meet in New Orleans for a get-together. You know, maybe it means we will go to LA and go to Disney and all the places that she knows. So yes, something has ended, but something wonderful is beginning.
Number 4, Anita Jones. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Anita Jones.
They say that all things must end. All good things must begin, advance to the middle, and end. Every single moment that we have is an ending to the last moment. Every next moment is the beginning to the ending of this one. That could be parable. That could be a parable. What are you saying? I'm saying that even though this is the last fall toast for a conference, it is not an ending. Oh no, this is the beginning of every Toastmaster that came before us to every Toastmaster that's going to come after us. Because every speech that we give begins with enthusiasm. It begins with hard work. It begins with dedication. Every speech and every manual that we finish is only the beginning to the next manual. And when you do reach that coveted place of a DTM, it's not the ending. It's just the beginning of the next one. You take another pathway to another acknowledgement. And when you've done all of the Toastmasters events that you can do, you stop and you take the hand of the next individual that's coming behind us. And you say, hello, welcome to Toastmasters. Let me show you how to begin the rest of your event, the rest of your life, the rest of your career as a Toastmaster. Thank you.
Number 5, John Sinodecker. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? John Sinodecker.
Good morning. You need to listen very carefully because I only have a couple minutes. Contest master, fellow Toastmaster friends, and welcome guests. There are a number of things that have ended that I probably would like to be reinstated, but the most recent one is the World Series. How many of you watched the World Series? It was a good one, wasn't it? There was only one major problem. You know what it was? The Cleveland Indians weren't in it. Now, how many of you are Cleveland Indians fans? How many of you are Cincinnati Reds fans? Oh, you poor things. I mean, honest, I feel sorry for you. But they'll be next year, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Always next year. Back to the question. Why would I want the World Series to come back? The answer is very simple. It's going to be the Cleveland Indians. Now, how do I know that? Well, I watched a number of their games, I saw their mistakes, and I called Terry Francona. And Terry said, John, what do you think we should do? And I said, well, you ought to start with your pitching staff because they're giving away their pitches. Did you read that? That one of the pitchers in the World Series actually used his hands a little differently, and so they beat him up pretty bad. Francona goes, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. The second thing I told him was to try to follow the image of the Yankees. Now, are there any New York Yankees fans here? None. Yeah. See, that's the way it is with the Yankees these days, isn't it? So back to the question. In terms of something that has been discontinued or no longer happening, and what I would personally like to see reinstated with the World Series as the Cleveland Indians world champions.
Contestant number 6, Mark Coyne. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Mark Coyne.
Mr. Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, I spent all yesterday
planting trees in a cemetery. Cold, wet, nasty work. And then I spent another couple of hours putting mulch around all those trees that I had planted. And you might think to yourself, who in their right mind would want to continue the rest of the year going out into the cold, working hard, planting trees, spreading mulch, getting dirty, getting cold? But you know, by the time I finished that quiet time in the cemetery with those trees in that neighborhood, knowing that at the end of the day, I was going to have made a positive difference in that location, I said to myself, maybe another 15 more minutes. Maybe another 20 more minutes. Maybe another 5 years, or 10 years, or 20 years, because it's gonna take that long for the trees to grow. I should just be patient and watch and see all the work that I've done and continue to do show itself, and that'll teach me, be patient. And some things should just never end. Some things you should just continue working on all the time, because the long-term benefits are going to be great as long as you wait for them. Mr. Contest Master.
Carla Bozeman. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Carla Bozeman.
Ended for me that I would really like to see continue is the ability to spend time with my grandbabies and little kids. Because right now I'm an empty nester. And for some of us who probably, maybe some of you in the room, that when you were raising children like I was, there was a time when you would say, I cannot wait until you graduate and go to college and get out of the house. Now I love my kids, but I did have those moments where I really, really wanted them to grow up and get out of the house. But then, now that I've been by myself for so long, for a long period of time, I realized that my house is kind of quiet. And I miss going to football games and baseball games and having somebody saying, Mommy, Mommy, all the time. Sounds crazy. I know Sherry is probably thinking, what in the world is she talking about with her two children? But yes, that is exactly what I am missing in my life. And I would like to see it continue. Now, of course, I'm not going to have more children. But what I am expecting is for my sons to have some beautiful grandbabies so they can come over, I can sugar them up, send them home, make them angry, and live that wonderful life. So the thing that I would like to continue is family with little pitter-patter feet in my house. Thank you.
8, Christine Ross. This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? This is the last fall toast. They say all good things come to an end. What has ended that you would like to see continue? Christine Ross.
Things are supposed to end. There are very few things that we wish and hope to go on forever. The sun, that would be a good thing to go on forever. But there are things that are meant to end. There's a cycle to life. Things are meant to be born, they are meant to grow, they are meant to die. I'm gonna get a little teary here. We are going through this with my mother-in-law right now. She, until 6 months ago, was a very vibrant, alive 85-year-old. And now we're looking for a nursing home. I'm sorry, a little teary. And if I could wish for something to go on, not forever, that would be creepy, because then she would outlive all the friends. She would outlive her whole entire family. It would be a little creepy if she went on forever. But I wish we had just a little more time with her, just a little longer. A year, another decade. Her mother lived to be 98. We had hoped for another decade. And so if I could wish for anything to go on just a little longer, it would be my dear friend Elaine. I wish she would just be with us just a little bit longer. Not forever, she's not the sun, but just a little more time with her. And that would be my wish, if I could have something that would go on, not forever, a while. Thank you for your patience with me as I get all teary here, but that would be my wish. Thank you.